Hello, Miami University and all Oxford community. I'm Ethan Kolb.
And I'm Tatum Powers, your co-host for tonight's show. Welcome back to Red Hot TV.
This week, our RTV reporters were lucky enough to sit down with guest lecture speaker Kevin Chamberlin for an exclusive interview. Let's take a look at what he shared. Make sure to watch the full interview on our YouTube channel.
Hello, Miami University and all Oxford community. I'm Sydney Pinchok.
And I'm Tatum Powers, and welcome back to another lecture series interview where it feels like a party every day. Today we are here with American actor and singer Kevin Chamberlin. Thank you so much for having us.
It's so nice to be here.
So, to start off, a large portion of our viewership likely knows you from your role as Bertram on Disney Channel's Jessie. However, you've had a vast career as a performer with numerous roles in television, film, and live theater, including many notable roles on Broadway. How did your performing career begin, and when did you realize it was your passion?
I grew up in a little town called Moorestown in New Jersey, and luckily they had a really good arts program, and I started doing summer theater programs and doing like shows like Oliver and Wizard of Oz and Peter Pan, and I really caught the theater bug then, and then did all the high school musicals and the plays, and then I went to Rutgers and graduated got a BFA in acting, and then moved to New York right after I graduated. I couldn't wait to get started, and the first couple of years were a little tough. And I had to, I was a singing waiter. I did a lot of different. I was Santa Claus at Macy's. I did a lot of different day jobs to keep myself free to audition, and one of the shows that I did in a regional theater moved to New York off Broadway, and so that's how I did my Broadway debut, or off Broadway debut.
How did you decide on Rutgers for your education?
It was you're gonna hate me.
Okay.
It was $800 a semester.
Oh, golly, man!
It was State University. It still is, and I auditioned for a bunch of different schools, and they ranged, even back in 1981, they ranged from 800 was Rutgers, and then, Juilliard was like 10 grand a year. So I chose the latter, the cheaper one, and got out of school debt free.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That seems like a dream right there. Your career has been a success, which is proven by your many award nominations. Walk us through what feelings or emotions have you had about being a nominee for a Tony 3 times?
Well, it was really unique because the first time I got nominated, the whole cast was nominated for a play called Dirty Blonde. And then for Seussical, I was the only one nominated. And so to come into work the next day, and everyone was like, congratulations. And I had to go, yay, in my dressing room very quietly. And then again, it happened with Addams Family. I was the only one nominated, and I really felt guilty. But it is an actor's dream, and it was the third time I thought I was going to win because I read in the New York Times they predicted that I was going to win. And so I actually had written a speech. The other 2 times I was like, the show had already closed, and so not enough Tony voters got to see it. But the third one I thought I was going to win, and I was like, never prepare yourself. You always have to just go with the flow. Yeah. But it's always been an honor to get it, and you get invited to the party. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't want to get invited to the party?
Absolutely. More recently, you've also had large success.
On our post-show back from spring break, we have some rather unfortunate news to share with you all. See, our home Williams Hall is getting torn down over the summer. We have had to move various precious pieces of equipment, leaving us a bit high and dry in here. Not the best. However, ain't no mountain high enough. Yes, they did tell me to say that. We will continue to inform, update, and entertain our viewers during this tumultuous time. Although this news seems unfortunate, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Next year, RTV will be relocating to a new studio in Bachelor Hall starting fall of 2026.
Meanwhile, RTV looks to Bagel and Deli as they celebrate their 50th year anniversary. Here's an inside look at the famous food joint.
If you're a Miami University student, you've most likely heard of the famous food joint Bagel and Deli. Located on High Street here in Oxford, the Bagel joint celebrates 50 years as one of Uptown Oxford's favorite food locations. Since 1976, Bagel and Deli has been world-renowned for its late-night steamed bagel sandwiches, snacks, and subs. With over 90 named specialty bagels, the company looks back on their 50-year success. Junior Georgia Pelko looks back at the company, sharing her own Bagel and Deli story.
Hi, I'm Georgia Pelko, and I've been working at Bagel and Deli for almost 2 years now. So I work at a bagel shop in my hometown, actually, and my owner there knew Gary, the owner here, and my sophomore year I came in and basically was like, hi, you guys know each other, and I got the connection from that. 50 years of Bagel and Deli. I think it's pretty special and fun that I got to be working at the time when we hit this huge milestone for the company, so yeah. My favorite part about working at Bagel and Deli is that I get to work with all of my best friends and make good money too.
Here's to 50 years and more at Bagel and Deli. Esther Sung and Ben Schrimmel reporting live from RTV.
Miami students might notice some new construction interrupting their studying at Armstrong Student Center. The university plans to renovate many students' beloved Shade Family Room. Current construction is focusing on the fireplace in the Shade Family Room, which allegedly hasn't worked properly since a year after Armstrong was built. The plans hope to modernize the space by updating furniture, and the main renovation will allegedly happen over spring break.
Welcome back to another week of gaming with Boston and Landry.
I'm Landry.
And he's Landry.
And today, we are going to see if the Xbox 360 turns on. What? Welcome back, Redhawks, to the RTV Sports segment. My name is Landry Knorr, and I hope you all had a relaxing spring break. While our campus slowed down, the Miami baseball team did anything but that. Over the last month, they have won 3 out of 4 games and 4 out of 5 series, sweeping both Eastern Michigan and last weekend, Ball State. On Thursday, the Redhawks came out swinging against the Ball State Cardinals and opened with a dominant 14-4 run rule victory. Evan Applewick led the offense with 5 RBIs and 3 home runs, including his 11th home run of the season. Game 2 was even more impressive as Miami completely overwhelmed Ball State into a 20-4 blowout. The Redhawks scored in every inning, with the third inning bringing 6 runs and a grand slam from Tommy Harrison. In Game 3, Miami battled through adversity and showed that even in tough circumstances, they could still win. The Redhawks fought through multiple lead changes and came out on top, Ball State losing 6-7. This series not only displayed Miami's domination over Ball State, but is the first sweep over the Cardinals since 2007. Following this series, Miami will travel to Mason, Ohio to play the Cincinnati Bearcats, actually today in the Nux Hall Classic. This weekend, the Redhawks will battle the Ohio Bobcats in a 3-game series here in Oxford. Miami will be on the road against both Purdue and Toledo next week. So go out, get your tickets, and support the Miami Redhawks this April. That's all we have here for the RTV Sports segment, and until next time, go Redhawks.
The Oscars are over and awards have been handed out for last year's films. But don't you worry, because I took a look at some of the films coming up in 2026 so you don't have to. I'm Ethan Kolb and I like movies, so I'm taking a look at some of the movies coming out in 2026. First, let's look at the films currently making the most at the box office. At number 1 is Project Hail Mary from directors Lord and Miller and starring Ryan Gosling, followed by the rapidly approaching Super Mario Galaxy movie, Pixar's Hoppers, and Scream 7. How are there and Goat rounding out the top 5. The drama starring Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, the Michael Jackson biopic starring his nephew Jafar, come out this month. In May, we got The Devil Wears Prada 2, and in fact, this year is an Anne Hathaway year, so Hathaway fans rejoice. Mandalorian and Grogu comes out in May, as well as Backrooms, directed by a 20-year-old. I'm 22. I shouldn't feel old. Summer brings us Supergirl and Toy Story 5. Yes, there are 5 of them. And is that a live-action Moana already? The July of Tom Holland with The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. August brings the saved from being a tax write-off film, Coyote vs. Acme. October brings The Social Reckoning and Tom Cruise in a comedy called Digger. November brings A Cat in the Hat and another Hunger Games movie. Yes, another one. And I regret to inform you, somehow J.J. Abrams returned. And top it all off with Doomsday, December 18th. Noted opera and ballet fan Timothée Chalamet stars in Dune, and Marvel tries to strike gold again with Avengers Doomsday. That's all for us today. Now back to your scheduled programming. Thank you for tuning in to Red Hawk TV. I'm Ethan Kolb.
And I'm Caden Powell. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Red Hawk Television, MU.
Please welcome back to the studio, Hope Stines.
I could write you a letter full of everything that we've been through, but that would never do you justice, darling. My mind is way older than these bones, and you're still learning how to grow, and I know it's not me, there's no use trying, but maybe someday it could be, and maybe that day I won't feel this burden's heavy. But I'm just wondering, will you text me on my birthday when you wake up and you see the date? Will you wonder what I'm up to with my friends when we don't talk? And will you tell me that you miss me when there's no one there to prompt you to? Will you wonder what's going on, or am I okay without you? Well, I'm not, but I will be. I could write you a letter full of all the tears that I've cried. I never really lie, awake just crying. 'Cause I know we both need separate things, but together we held the perfect schemes. But broken hearts hurt you, it's not alarming. And I hope you know that someday I'll be fine. But there's a curse that happens when I tell you I am alright. But I'm just wondering, will you text me on my birthday when you wake up and you see the date? Will you wonder what I'm up to with my friends when we don't talk? And will you tell me that you miss me when there's no one there to prompt you to? Will you wonder what's going on, or am I okay without you? Will you look up at a gray sky when it rains and think of dancing there back in April? Darling, it hurt deleting all the songs you love, 'cause I wonder, I don't tell you, but I know someday she'll look like me and I'll cry. I'll be fine, but there are still times when it starts to hurt. It don't get worse, but it still feels worse. Maybe being together is ruffling feathers, but sometimes we still have to keep getting along, doing good, living how they think we should, together or apart. Which one hurts less on our hearts? So maybe if you could just text me on my birthday when you wake up, if you see the date and you wonder what I'm up to with my friends, 'cause we don't talk at all. But don't tell me that you miss me when your pictures seem to prompt you to, when you wonder what's going on, 'cause I'm okay without you. Will you look up at a gray sky when it rains and think of dancing there back in April? Darling, it hurt deleting all the songs you love, 'cause I wonder, I don't tell you, but I know someday you'll look at me and you'll smile. I'll smile, we'll smile, but for now you're still on my mind.